In 2010, when I was running a mobile repairing franchisee company, we had organized a short tour towards Dharamshala on my Tata Indigo, and I had already booked hotels in Dharamshala and Manali. After reaching McLeodganj, I had arranged a few short tours on my own car. For example, we went towards church, museum, Dalai Lama temple, and Bagsunath temple, along with a few waterfalls. Then we reached a hotel at about 8:30 p.m. and I kept my Tata Indigo's car's center locking in my bag pouch, and we slept after taking dinner and a short walk towards the market. That was the second day of our travel, and I woke up early in the morning. It was June 2010 itself, and started searching for the center locking, but due to hurry and plan of traveling towards Manali, I had forgotten that it was kept in the pouch. So after searching for 5 minutes, we decided, okay, let's take a short round along the market, and then after returning back towards the Anand hotel, we will start searching it again. Or I started assuming that we had played cricket at Shiva Cafe on the day prior to that morning, so the key might have been lost there. So I called Shiva Cafe after taking number of that person, but the key wasn't found there. But while returning towards the hotel, we met a taxi driver, anonymous person, who introduced himself as Guman Sharma and started offering any tour. Then, after suggestions from each other, we decided why not keep our car here only and opt to travel along with that person. So we discarded searching for the key, assuming that we will find it afterwards and it might be kept in the hotel itself. And after returning from Manali, we will try opening the door of our Indigo XL Decor car, and it is safely parked at Anand restaurant. So when it is one day towards the Manali hill station, it is better to complete it and avoid spoiling our mood. Then after reaching Manali at about 11:30 p.m., when we entered Kunal Pathri hotel, it was not according to the pictures shown in a travel booking website. So I started arguing with that manager. Moreover, there were a lot of renovation work going on, along with whitewash and fumes of construction equipments and materials were also there. So I signaled the taxi driver or Mr. Guman Sharma to wait outside, and as we decided to leave that hotel and he was not ready to give us any compensation, I said him to look for another hotel so that we can peacefully spent the night there, and we had to organize more tours the next day. Then that person arranged another hotel in near the main road. It was about half of the cost what we spent there one night, and then completed our tour and returned back towards Dharamshala. During the way, I tried to know any background of that person. He said he is a travel agent, and just because of self-respect, he is doing that business. Otherwise, his in-laws have a lot of Apple farms, and but he is not ready to get the ownership from his mother-in-law, even when he knew that she don't have any son or any other daughter to whom he will carry forward his her rights of properties. So I thought that I should help him by designing or offering to design any website, since I was designing website from 2007. So I said, okay, I will design your website and return. Uh, can you send a sports cricket bat? He accepted that. Okay, tried to promote me. Then after returning back in September, in August itself, I started designing his website known as dharamshalaland.com. But when I visited Dharamshala again during 2013, we booked a hotel in Fontana, and I called him, but he said he don't have much time nowadays. But even then, I requested him to organize a short tour during the end of our 4 day or 3 day travel plan. So during the end also I offered him some wine and distributed to other paragliding trainers also. And when I boarded bus, we provided him complete tour trip charges of 2000 rupees for the day. So coincidentally, I met a Panchkarma therapist last year, and when I started calling that taxi driver 1.5 months ago and requested him to cooperate with a struggling Panchkarma therapist who wanted to start a clinic, but here no one is cooperating, and she is not aware of tourist places where a lot of people used to visit for medicinal reasons. And Kerala or Panchkarma and Dharamshala for Panchkarma and acupressure are the few options available, and she don't have much spare expenses for traveling. And so can you cooperate on behalf of the affected or in return of the regard which I provided you? And I was designing your website for 1 year and promoted you through other social networking sites also, but he had not cooperated from past 5 years when he started posting nonsense pictures and videos again and again in the Facebook page. And I was annoyed that the same pictures of girlfriends of various European French girlfriends are being posted, and that should be avoided, because we had started gaining immense number of likes, and we should be cautious, because otherwise also we had opted to promote him just because of business causes only, and there was no other reason. And if he was getting good businesses and he earned a lot of money and started on hotel business along with dry cleaning business, and constructed own house after purchasing land in nearby about 40 kilometers from Dharamshala. So those reasons were enough For me to discontinue any kind of interaction, most of the times I used to initiate conversation, but he was not ready to reply back, whether due to busy schedule or he was not able to understand the benefits of web designing. And but when I called 1.5 months ago, he was ready to cooperate with that girl. So, but according to his own schedule, because we don't want it to spend more on travel. And when I decided to visit Dharamshala on 14th of this month, after knowing that person is accompanying a Russian tourist towards New Delhi International Airport, and he is ready to take both of us. And he reached about 2.5 hours late than stipulated time. I kept on waiting and at Zirakpur, and then we reached a Panchkarma therapist house, and we provided food for him, and he took bath also. And then he started driving towards Dharamshala. During midnight he was very tired, and we decided to halt the car for 1.5 or 2 hours near a small restaurant. After providing tea at about 3:30 a.m., we continued the journey and reached Dharamshala at 5 a.m. There, from the first day itself, I started promoting into Panchkarma Center by installing banners and providing visiting cards to the anonymous tourists and hotel managers or hotel owners. And then we met coincidentally admin or receptionist of Radisson Blue, who hosted a short tour inside the hotel and offered her job, which she denied because she wanted to start own Panchkarma center in different parts of the country. And the next day we installed banners at a meat shop and at the nearby where the containers kept near along the mountainous track of the house or rented accommodation where the taxi driver pretend to live after hiding enormous wealth from people around the city so that he can emotionally get some kind of benefit. But I am not sure about any kind of character, any kind of background of that person. But as promised, we completed that journey in a business and futile positive manner, and returned back on the bus. That's on 17th of this month. But during the early morning, he started demanding fare from me. I was very annoyed and surprised. I said, I had a long discussion of 1.5 months from you, and you were directly connected with that girl also. And you have no right to demand money because you accepted it as a regard journey on return of the web designing and Facebook or other Google promotion which I provided long time ago, and you didn't provided me any money for that. But he was satisfied and decided to accompany till the bus stop. But otherwise also it was not any profitable journey. But I had already provided all the information about the person who gave me information, such as he used to spend nights with international tourists, especially during coronavirus, on behalf of some money, or sometimes those international women tourists provide double the amount of charges in regard of spending nights with that person. And I was really surprised, or I was not able to believe that any girl can or tourist can provide such amount of money to anonymous taxi driver just for that sake. They will easily gain friendship here, why will they take such risk of such a person who can expose them anytime? Otherwise, he was expecting some kind of money, because being greedy, people act like that way only. But money is not an issue. We should keep on our promises, and that's why I didn't intervene much and kept silent only. And when I was forced or in argument, I thought that I should transfer some kind of addition rights or to that person. It was not practically possible. I tried my best after reaching the house also. Since there might be reasons that person was not properly behaving in social networking sites, or there might be other reasons, like every company is nowadays trying to charge for advertisement revenue, and they will not allow others to transfer rights just because of fun or for personal promotion only. They will try to force people in opening any company, or then option of advertisement should always be there with the reputed web designing company. I'm not saying that I have succeeded in web designing business, but still every company wants to survive through these kind of business activities also. I used to provide them enough advertisement revenue, and why will they allow to lose one or two companies? I am promoting many companies even without their information. Sometimes I use to spend my own profit in that also. So I had no uh, intent to promote through banners, but sometimes that girl used to take certain decisions, and when I was accompanying her to treat honor of Sardar Motors, a person was supplying spare parts to him, and he suggested to print some banners for displaying here and there, and she accompanied me to a printing or designer shop, and who confessed afterwards that he is also involved in these kind of brothel activities with a woman who stays opposite our house. And that woman unintentionally accompanied us 1 year ago, and that dam was shown to her, and she purchased a new car in the meantime also. But I am not familiar with these kind of girls or women. But when I sat in the driver's position on that day, about 1 year, 4 5 months ago, I was not looking directly at these women, and they sat on the rear seats, and so I had to accompany them. And she was caught red-handed providing these kind of services in the IRCTC train, when they had organized a temple tour about 6 or 7 months ago. So I hadn't talked with that woman after that day. Just one instance when she noticed me passing through the main road, and I halted for a moment, and I said, "Why had you discontinued friendship with this group?" She replied, "I used to change my group again and again in my life. I don't restrict myself to one group." Then I was felt very suspicious about the character of the woman who was indulged in these kind of activities from several years in this colony. And when that printing press designer shop owner confessed in front of us after receiving advance payment from Hindu Panchkarma Center, when we came out of the shop, he confessed that he was the one who used to get these kind of services from that woman. But I said we had already spent some time in designing your card and banner, so it is senseless to believe in him and discard our advances also. But she had already taken a decision to print 10 of them, so I had no other option to install all of these banners. In the past 1 month and 23 days we managed to install, and moreover there was a great success in promoting that company by checking in the that rented accommodation when and it was immediately approved. Now she's getting calls from various parts of the world also. So in short, if we don't have much money, we should concentrate on promoting ourselves in internet only. There is no other option for us, and I was completely devoted and committed with that person. I had designed the web page also. So in reality, if I am spending some amount of my energy in promoting the existing social networking user IDs which I owned, I have complete right to claim responsibility and claim ownership of that these kind of social networking web pages or social networking user IDs or pages also. I will not give ownership right to any of the person whether he or she start arguing or feeling hurt in future also. I am not ready to provide the ownership rest to these kind of people, not because they are not skillful enough, not because they will perform in a deteriorated manner, or not because I don't have trust, but it is not practically possible through these kind of companies because they want advertisement revenues. They survive just because of the web designers and SEO like us only. So from 2010 to 2022, I didn't met that person for more than 2 times, and it was the third time when we had arranged a meeting with an anonymous person. That too, from 2nd of November, he was continuously interacting with that woman for 12 days, and they were the ones who arranged a tour on my behalf that I should accompany them for the sake of security or for the sake of witness. I am not able to get that knowledge also because I don't bother. I am the person who is like believe in welfare of others, not because of money or greed. So I don't have any trouble in discarding the business also and abandoning any kind of promises. I don't have trouble in that whether that person watch or not, whether those person will witness it through YouTube afterwards, and whether anonymous people will watch this broadcast. I am ready to continue my YouTube performance as usual. I am not desired, I am not tempted, I am not willing to include more and more people with me.